Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with another episode of the Challenge All Stars. This is episode 5, and we got a lot to unpack. Okay. And this episode, I thought it was pretty good. But we're jumping right back in, coming back from elimination where Darrell and who's the woman that got eliminated?
Kendall.
Kendall just come back next time with something because
that won't hurt. That won't hurt. She should have. First of all, Beth had no business being the replacement. Kendall had no business being an elimination. And then on top of that, that elimination was very much unfair. But
I agree.
What can you do?
I agree, but I think I look forward to Kendall every season, but I can't look forward to her anymore because she don't come with like
she don't know how to play the game.
Yeah, she don't know how to play. So you got the skills for somebody who know how to play it. You know what I mean? Like the strength, give it to Jimmy. Because Jimmy could do something with that. Kendall come and she's not ready to like politic and do stuff like that and join alliances and stuff. And it's not going to work with just the strength. Let's get on to this episode. So when we come back from the elimination, we see Beth and Kellyanne talking about how all the younger people are coming for like the OG crowd, which is a kind of a problem. I think that is going to start with All Stars if they let in such new players, because I don't understand that. Especially if they go all the way back to people that haven't played, and let's say if they continue to invite people back that haven't played in 20 years, they don't have as many connections with each other. So you get 10 people who haven't played in 20 years, also don't know none of the other people either. But the newer players, they all know each other. So yeah, instant alliances. So I think that's kind of unfair. If we doing All Stars or OG, we need to separate the two.
But my thing is, Kellyanne ain't that old.
She is. I mean, not old as in like
2008.
She was on it 8. Like realistically, for being honest, the only two, outside of Jimmy, who's not there anymore. Outside of that, it's just Sylvia and Kayla. Everybody else has been on a challenge with other older people before. So with the exception of course Nia and Jordan, but Jordan has competed on a challenge with damn near every guy on that roster at this point.
Yeah, but that's what they're discussing. They're discussing about how the newer players are going to start picking off the older players, and they should maybe come to some type of alliance, which should have been talked about. Should have already been talked about. Like they should have already, Kellyanne, Kendall, all of them should have already had this in place. And then when Beth came in, they could have added her as a number. But I don't know. They're not proactive that side of the house. And then most of the guys are discussing that they can't believe how Jordan beat Darrell, and I don't understand. Have you all never seen Jordan?
Hold on though. But
and plus Darrell gave up too, so it's like
Darrell gave up, and the only time Darrell has really ever been beaten in an elimination is when CT, Darrell loses in puzzles and things that don't involve physical strength. He don't really lose in those type of things. Outside of Jordan sending him home, the only other time he lost to something physical was in Exile in Fresh Meat 2 with Corey Maria.
Corey sent him home too.
We don't count Corey little light-skinned ass. That was luck.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't be surprised because Darrell is weak. No, I'm saying they shouldn't be surprised because Jordan is also strong. So if either one of them would have came back, I would not have been surprised. I would have been like, oh, I can't believe he beat Jordan, or I can't believe Jordan beat him. Because if either one of them came back, I would have been like, okay, it was a 50-50 odds to me. But I was happy that Jordan got back in. Sad to lose Darrell, but I was happy for Jordan. And while the guys are discussing this, Wes is always ready. Okay, he can hop, he get in where he fit in. Wes, he gets in where he fits in. Okay, and so as soon as Darrell is gone, Wes is like, I am here to fulfill that Darrell spot for you guys. Even though he was already the Brad alliance is not anything new for Wes. He was already in that alliance. Nehemiah, I feel like he brought half of the alliance with him. So the only person we added to this alliance was Mark. So I was like, what are y'all talking about? But yeah, he basically, they want to, and Derek. So they basically are going to want to solidify the alliance with these men that are in the group, which really is everybody except for Jordan and MJ. So they're gonna work together.
It's so forced. This
Because
rivalry,
like MJ even said it, like I don't even know what Brad has a problem or why Brad has a problem with me.
like this rivalry is more forced than Nehemiah and Derek last season. It's so forced. I guess if you win a season, all of a sudden you're threatened, and it's like
Barely.
Yeah,
right
let's just
last time I checked, everybody that you friends with has won a challenge before MJ.
Yeah.
It took MJ winning a challenge damn near his 40s.
And they just all stars at
When
that.
they
It's
were
not the
younger.
same, like it's the same caliber, but it's not the same. Like y'all are challenge champs. He's an all-star champ. It's just y'all not on the same level. Like
at the daily challenge, once everybody gets there, gets settled, TJ drops the bomb on them that the authority and the rules of everything will be changing up. So now the authority will be just 2 people instead of the 6 top 3 people from women and men. It'll just be 1 woman and 1 man, and they'll decide who goes in. Before they get started with the challenge, TJ asks Brad and Silk, Kayla, who they're giving their sabotages to. Brad decides to give his sabotage to MJ, and Kayla says she's giving hers to Beth just because for some reason.
She just got there.
Yeah,
she just got there.
She just got there, and Veronica has convinced everybody that Beth is the worst and the most threatening person.
In a one-on-one elimination, most of the women don't want to see Beth. Why? Because she outweighs them by a minimum of 50 pounds.
But she's not good though.
But she got weight.
Like, I wouldn't have given it to her. I mean,
she got weight, but she's not good though. Like
and she
they
know how
wasted
to
the
use
sabotage though.
I would have given. I mean, not that I want them to because she's my girl, but if I'm not on her team, I would have given it to Kellyanne because what? But to give it to Beth, I was like, even Beth was kind of like, okay. I don't think I was gonna win this, but
yeah, Kellyanne would have got that thing with no hesitation. If I was a guy,
like the results would have still, like y'all strategy would have still been the same, but it just doesn't make sense to waste a sabotage on a person that's not going to do good. That's the thing I don't get. Why waste sabotages on people that's not going to do good anyway?
So these are people that got sabotage. Like I said, Brad gave it to MJ. MJ once again is like, yeah, I'm getting all the sabotages. But again, you all are like, I understand it. I would give it to MJ too. To me, MJ started it. To me, from what I've seen, MJ started it 2 episodes ago, and now, that's when I remember I said, I was like, I don't know why you started. Brad wins every week.
I don't think he said it in a way it was like, oh, I'm boasting, I'm not going in. I feel like he was just saying that it wasn't like, yeah, your vote don't matter, but it was just like, I'm confident that I'm getting Cyrus, period.
But at the same time, like I said, that's Brad's friend. So when you're talking about my friend, I feel some type of way about that. And plus, Brad is one of those people where even if he doesn't really show it in his actions, he does pride himself on trying to play the game as fair as he possibly can.
I'm willing to give like the benefit of the doubt that I could see how MJ could not have meant it the way the Brad took it. So maybe there's that. But my whole point is that the gauntlet was thrown by MJ, even if he didn't mean to.
Exactly.
It's the way Brad. So I can understand what you're saying, Rayson, but it's the way Brad took it. So if Brad didn't like just randomly start handing out sabotages to MJ, he thought that this is the way the guy meant it. Even if he didn't mean it, that's the way he meant it. So that's the way he took it. So either way, he didn't start it. But he has.
No, he didn't start it, but it just.
But
like I said, I get what y'all saying, but let's get into this actual challenge.
Okay, so with the challenge, the way that it worked was that each player is assigned a color and has rings that coordinate with their color. I think it was 5 pegs, or was it 6?
It was 5 pegs. It made like a little star.
Okay, and so each person runs down to the end of the field and they can grab 1 colored ring, which corresponds to a player, and you're supposed to throw it and let it, once it catches on that person's rung, you go back and grab another ring. So once you get 5 rings on your rungs, you are out.
The challenge sucked.
It was
too, I feel like they should have did something with the actual, like if it was stationary, like you do this station, go to this station, then you do like the ring toss or whatever, like it just be like, the running back and forth wasn't enough, and then just sitting there and
I
throwing the
think to
ring.
grab
Like,
a ring, you got. If they should add something else. Like you can't just all.
it should have been
get
like
one
You
wall.
ring.
gotta
Have
solve a
y'all
math
over.
equation to get a ring.
I was about to say to take a
And
ring. You
then
gotta
when you
answer
get
a
the
question.
ring, then
Yeah.
you go and toss it on. And then
Yeah.
you gotta run to a different station at a different location and do
Yeah.
another math equation. And every math
another
equation
ring.
is different because people gonna copy off each other. So everybody has a different equation.
I thought it was just too straightforward. And this is where I was thinking while I was watching this, I was like, I hate a monopoly. I hate a monopoly of any one thing. And
Yeah.
so, but I'm gonna have to switch. I'm usually for the underdog, but I just cannot abide insanity. Why are we not literally as we're running? We don't have no alliance, but let me tell you something. As we're running, I'm running next to Beth, so we gonna do this. Naya, we gonna do it like they don't even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
They
would
don't
make
even
sense.
try.
Y'all
I'm
see?
confused.
They're not the smartest tools in the shed, and we know this. So let's not act like they're gonna be smart enough to figure out, like, hey, let's work together and get the other girls out. No, they're idiots. That's okay. We love them. They're just idiots. They're not smart enough to think like that.
Not I don't know. I just
Because
feel like
that should
I
have
feel
been
like
a
people
plan
don't
from
want
day one. When you learned about the treehouse, everybody else should have automatically came together
yes.
and been like, yo, let's just try to make sure that the other girls don't win the challenge.
They have a name, they're always together. So at this point, I'm just make it obvious. Call a meeting, Naya. Anybody who want to get rid of the treehouse, come to room 3.
And it's like y'all keep saying that y'all. It's the same thing that happened. Oh my god.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm
y'all
saying.
last season
they
with the
acknowledge that
rookies.
they're there, but yet
Yeah.
don't do anything to get them sent into either elimination or throw a sabotage on them or anything. And then it don't help that the women in the treehouse are actually good at fucking challenges. It don't help.
Like I said, it's given very much of what happened last season with the rookies. Y'all seeing this happen. Y'all know the schedule. Y'all know y'all getting voted in, but y'all not doing nothing to gang up on them. Like the rookies last season literally had all the numbers, and y'all literally got wiped out one by one.
I don't understand this. So they're like, because it really is useless. Like they obviously all of them are just gonna throw it on Beth, then they're gonna throw it on this person. So I was like, what are we doing here? Like common sense would look at what the person, somebody, I would look at what Kellyanne doing, like, okay, I'm gonna follow Kellyanne. Whatever she doing, I'm gonna do that person because that's the way we gonna win.
They decided to come up with this entire plan that Nehemiah, Derek, Wes, Brad, and Mark will just work together. They'll get out MJ first, and then they'll try to get out Jordan, then try to get out Yes. And then these guys will go at it themselves, and then Mark will end up being, he'll get the easy win. And of course, Brad, being the main character, obviously just has a fucking issue with this, and I don't know why.
I understand why, because like Brad mentioned,
too many risks.
Like Brad mentioned, he said he lost his job. I'm here for money, and I can't really be playing these games. His goal is to win every week, and he has been really doing good at that. So now y'all want me to put my trust in somebody. I don't know what they're gonna do. Me and Mark not necessarily in an alliance. This might be a trick to turn on me. So the only person I can trust is me, and he can trust Wes.
He's too paranoid now. He's too paranoid.
I would be too.
I can't trust Wes. You've done. It's not the challenge. It's not.
You see how it almost backfired on him too.
It could have backfired. I mean, I don't think it would have, but it could have
only backfired had he won. He had no reason to try to win.
The thing I hate about like this point in the game is like y'all making stupid decisions without really thinking about it. Like y'all making these moves, but not really making moves.
Yeah, he should have just told them as they were telling him, like, oh, I don't really feel comfortable with that. I would prefer to be the person. And unless you plan on turning on me, you shouldn't have no problem.
I probably could have changed it if they did just one heat, like instead of male heat, female heat, and then just the last guy, the female standing wins.
As what you mean? Them all run at the same time, the men and the women?
Yeah.
I don't know. What you mean, like the women throwing it on the men and the men throwing it on women?
Yeah, like both just throwing it. It would have been better because Jordan would have had Naya on his team too. They could have played the numbers differently.
I think it would have been more even, but it just would have been chaos.
It'd been
It would have
chaos.
been chaotic, but I love
It would have been
chaos.
too
So.
many people for us to watch. I'm okay with it being separate. I mean, well, actually, I would like to see a challenge where it's everybody, but whatever. And then when the women come, it go pretty much according to plan too, because the Treehouse women band together and they get out Beth first, and then they get out Kellyanne, and then they get out Janae, then Naya, and then they work together, blah blah, and then Sylvia wins. Sylvia and Kayla are like they're elected like heads of that alliance, and so when somebody needs to win with them, it seems like those are the people that win. So Sylvia won, but right now,
And then that's when Ray Son. That's when you like that part of biding your time can come back to haunt you because you've waited so long to really perform that now like you put yourself in the corner to where like you either have to win every time or you're going in. Whereas if you were winning at first, they would feel more comfortable with you winning because now you're making decisions. So they don't want that heat on them. They'll let you take it, but you still safe every time. So why does it matter?
Yeah.
So they went out that night. And basically, as they used to do a lot on the main challenge, the winners, Mark and Sylvia, held court basically for people. And Beth came up to them to say who she wants if they pick her to go in. And she just to let them know that she's not going to pick their people, I think. So she tells them that she would pick Janae. She keeps calling her, what did she keep calling her? Huh?
She says she's a cheater and she doesn't play fair.
What is the name she keep calling her? It's not Janae. She's saying something.
Oh, she's saying like Jonna or something.
No, she's saying Janae. She said, I don't know.
Janae was like, it's Janae.
It's John A.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you saying her name like that? Janae. So she's like, Janae is da-da-da. She calls Janae a cheater. It says that she is cheating on her husband with MJ. Those are rumors that people were talking about like last year? Last All-Stars. I had heard that but they've never.
I feel like they cut some stuff out because like Janae didn't address it or MJ didn't address it, but they addressed it in the confessionals. So it's like, who told them that she even said that? Because
she didn't say.
Sylvia or Mark didn't tell her, so they have to cut something out for Janae to find out, for them to even address it. I mean, I guess the producer was like, so are you cheating on your husband, or what's going on with you and MJ? You know how they do their producer questions or whatever in their confessionals. But then Janae had a conversation with MJ that they were allegedly sleeping together or whatever. But yeah, so I wonder how that really happened. Because I feel like some words were said.
I feel like something you could see, like they are really, really close.
Yeah.
So it does kind of give the impression that like they're, doing something, but
the edit doesn't help where you see Janae always braiding his hair.
Why his hair needs to be braided every week?
But at the same time, but hold on, because if we're being honest, MJ was getting his hair braided on the duel too. So let's not.
But I'm just saying, if your hair braided every episode, you don't need braids.
Like I said, I don't see it as them having an affair. I just see them as close friends.
Yeah.
But when you look at the edit, the way the edit is playing them.
Yeah, the way the edits are right.
Yeah.
And then let's be honest, Beth is a shit starter.
That's why I said something got to be missing, because you just not about to say I'm cheating out here and I don't have a reaction. Like, that's a whole marriage. Like, you just can't say stuff like that just on national TV too. And then a casual conversation, like it's just
words.
Then we go into Brad and having a conversation. He gave it a lot of thought. It's just not sitting on his spirits to go into elimination or have MJ.
Because he feels like MJ is going to call him out if they send MJ down. And he's
and he had too much to lose if he gets sent home.
Yeah.
Although I think he would have possibly beat MJ, because MJ got a bad knee, and you just hit that.
Yeah, but he just kept thinking about. He's like, if I would have done what I wanted to do, I'm confident I would have won that challenge, which he probably would have. So he takes Wes in the room with Mark. So Wes and Mark are in there, and Brad explains what he's feeling, and he's like, I just feel like this plan, I'm here to ride with you, but the things you're doing are hurting my game. And if it's going to continue to hurt my game, I can't do what we've been doing. And so basically, Wes, to him and Nehemiah and Brad are really good friends. And he's like, I don't want you to feel like you ain't getting nothing out of this situation. We all here to help each other, basically. And if it make you feel better to ensure that you're not going home, I will go into elimination and take your place because you feel like you going in. Which is really good. I mean, I do think, like Wes said, people label him as villain, and that is his role.
But Wes, no, it didn't have nothing to do with how people perceive each other.
No,
Wes
not
did it for his
him,
game.
but I
No,
just
Wes
think
did it. No, that was 100% selfish.
I don't think he just would have did that for anybody. I don't think so.
No, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to get Brad to shut the hell up. And
Well, I agree. Yeah, that too. But
But
also,
It's basically like positive reinforcement. He's like,
yeah, he's
you're
like,
gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna throw my stuff in there. You be a good boy and you keep listening, basically.
yeah, exactly. Wes had to get his hands dirty for Brad to follow his ass in line. That's all it is. Brad had to fall in line. He wasn't really willing to do so. So Wes threw himself in order for Brad to understand, like, I'm in charge.
no.
Shut the hell up. Ass in the back and follow the damn leader.
Elimination. Once they go into elimination, we see the elimination set up, and I don't know. I think we've seen it before, something similar in a different challenge, but we haven't seen this in All Stars, I don't think.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So when TJ calls down Janae and Wes, and he asks Wes, "Who are you picking?" And Wes, I thought Wes was still gonna choose MJ. But he chooses Yes because him and Yes have their pseudo rivalry happening, which is fine. It's fine because frankly, I don't know. I personally don't like the holier than thou thing that Yes is doing this season. Really like Wes most.
I've never been able to stand him because of how he came into the show. And then I know the whole, he's going against all his friends from Austin and he's always voted into elimination. But at some point it's like, just if you have a little humility, it's like if he had humility for every time he came back from elimination, he'd stop going in. But because he was such an asshole, they kept throwing him in, but he kept winning. So he became more of an asshole because you keep trying to send me home. I keep winning. So,
but I don't think they will stop throwing you in. That's a Kendall mentality. They will stop throwing you in
but
because you
got.
no.
But at some point, you would think if you were constantly going in, if you're not likable, they're gonna keep throwing you in.
Kendall come back every time from winning. They don't care. She humble.
They don't like Kendall.
Wait, say it again. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
They don't like Kendall for real.
But they don't like her for no reason. But I'm saying if she come back, she be humble.
They don't like her because
they're like quiet. Like
Wes is beatable. That's the difference. Wes is beatable.
You got too much faith in Wes.
Wes,
I really like Wes.
Way too much. You got a lot of faith in you.
I really like Wes.
That's why you
like
can't play
Wes.
a game with Wes. You can't be in the challenge house with Wes because he will get you, Gigi.
I don't think he gets a fair shake.
He will get you.
You know,
I don't think
he will
I would
get
be on
you.
Team Wes. I really would. I just don't. Again, it stems from me not liking the people that run the house. I just don't never. I never, and I don't even care. I don't even care who the other people are. I'm on your team. I just don't like people with too many people on one side. I don't like it. They are on a platform, and I don't know what you would call these things. What would you call those?
It's a so they're on a ledge and they have to push circular pegs onto the wall that's dividing them, and the peg will basically push the other person or give some type of tap to the other person while trying to knock them off the ledge.
Yeah. So, like I said, the goal is to push the right one or as many ones as you can until the person on the opposite side of the wall falls. So you don't really know where your opponent is, but you're just pushing and guessing where they are based off where the pegs are coming in on your side. The women go first, and I was so disappointed because frankly, I think this is anybody. I think anybody could have won this because Beth could have won if she would have stuck with it because
Yeah.
literally she was in between the pegs. I was like,
And plus, Janae literally couldn't push it through. So
yeah, I was like,
Janae could
Beth,
even,
if you
like,
keep give it 5 more minutes, Janae would have failed. I really believe she would have failed.
first off, I was like, there you go, perpetrating that lie again. And then two, it's like, y'all do this every elimination. Like, it's nothing new.
And like who at what point? Nobody really ever just stands up there on the platform and is quiet during it.
Yeah, they always scream.
Always helping. They're always coaching.
Sometimes I do think they should not be able to. Sometimes, like, it should be a rule, nobody talk. But if that is not the rule, then it's whatever. So you know what it is. So I mean, I understand being frustrated, but not enough to quit. Like, not enough to quit.
Like, even with MJ close to her, Beth, you still could have won because Janae literally could have pushed the pegs. But
Even
like
if
you said,
Beth would have won that because
doesn't
literally Beth was in the middle of it. No matter what
she was like,
no matter what she did, it was those things really wasn't gonna hit her. She was in between the pegs. I was like, this is a flaw in the system. Y'all didn't think about this.
Wes was basically giving himself away by telling Wes exactly where he was at, and then he was exerting more energy. And plus, Wes had the weight of muscles over yet, so again, it was just Wes biding his time. So unfortunately, yes, lost that one.
Yeah, but I don't know if the muscles or anything would have. I mean, I guess like if y'all both in the same position and we both pushing, yeah. But in this instance, it was mostly because
literally, yes, really just had to push one peg because Wes was literally laying on one.
Yes, was very out of character.
Yeah, he was.
This one he was out of character.
He was very out of character.
I don't know why he was doing that.
He was doing a lot more talking than being focused on the actual elimination, which led to him. I don't know why the hell he was running in a direct line straight in, but that is how Wes ends up sending him home. Wes ends up winning that one, sending Yes home, and I do. And at the end, Wes Yes is like, oh, we both competitors, blah blah blah. So they ended it on a sportsman-like note, which is good. So now Janae has all of Beth's stars, which are 3 stars, I do believe.
Yeah, she has a total of 3 now.
3, yeah, and Wes has 1 star or 2 stars. 2 stars?
2.
And so we are, TJ lets us know we are halfway through the season before we get to the finals. So we'll see how that all pans out. And I hope soon they tell us what the stars mean because I mean, I like you said, they're probably going to wait until the final. That probably has something to do with penalties for the final or something like that.
Let's go over the fantasy draft real quick. Mm-hmm. So in 3rd place, we still have Gigi with 500.
I'm here for the experience. Okay.
527 points. This episode put us closer. Like we were right behind each other. Savon got 533, and I'm still in 1st place with 538. But I lost Beth. But like I said, we're literally right next to each other. So this next episode will shake up what position everybody's in. Janae was your big player. Janae and Mark was your big players this week. Gigi with confessional and comp points. Yes was your biggest loser, giving you -15, but made it up at confessionals. For me, my team really didn't do nothing this episode. Beth barely gave me I think I broke even with Beth with her scores, but literally my team just trashed this episode besides confessionals. And then again, Sylvia once again is your key player, Savon. I think she gave you 30 comp points, and then your second was Wes. Like altogether, Sylvia gave you like 160 points throughout these last 5 episodes or so. So she's literally
her time. Her days are numbered, but I appreciate it.
You think her days are numbered? I think she's gonna make the final.
Oh no, I know exactly who's making the final. Sylvia,
you still got the best team. Like compared, like
I have the best team, but I also have people who will go against each other or people who can get sent home.
I feel like Sylvia and Caleb will get sent home.
MJ
And
and one
Sylvia what?
elimination against the right person will get sent home. Kayla, if she gets into elimination, she will get sent home. Everybody on this screen outside of West will get sent home. Well,
Kayla will be good.
not will, but can. I think Kayla will make the final. I think West will make the final. Everybody else won't.
I still feel like
Yeah.
Kayla and Sylvia is interchangeable, so one of them will make the final. But which
Kayla.
one?
I
Kayla.
think
Jeezy,
both of them
your
will make the
team.
final.
Who?
I think Sylvia and Kayla are gonna make the final. I think Janae gonna make the final, and I think
Janae's gonna win.
I think
You think she winning the whole thing?
Janae's gonna win. Naya's gonna make the final. Ronnie's just there for racial quota.
No, I
Mark,
think,
yeah. Out of your two, I don't think Mark and Ronnie gonna last too much longer.
I think
My
Mark-
team, Nehemiah is gonna be the next one out, probably on my team. I'm banking on my big three. Like Kellyanne, she's been holding it out there.
I
This
also
next episode looks like she's gonna be
okay. How about this? I got one for you. Nehemiah gonna make the final. Jordan won't.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening.
Okay, we'll see.
Who's gonna take Jordan out?
If Jordan does not make the final, it's because they
Somebody
all
old.
they put him
Somebody
in
old.
like
Probably
they
it's either gonna be Derek or Mark. Somebody old.
Derek not beating Jordan.
no, don't believe it. Yeah,
Mark can beat- I don't even think Mark can beat Jordan.
I think the only person that could beat Jordan to me from what I'm
It's
looking
probably
at
Brad.
Brad. I'm gonna say that's the only person I can beat.
Brad not touching. Brad not gonna touch no eliminations.
Oh, I hope he don't. I like Brad.
We'll see. Like I said, I don't see anybody in this house taking Jordan out right now, at least.
Yeah, the only person I see is Brad, if that ever came to it. But other than that, I can imagine. But you never know. You never know.
You never know. Like they say,
Random
anything can happen in elimination.
Yeah,
Right.
anything happens in elimination. We did see Jay take out CT at one time.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is our recap, review, commentary of this week's episode of the Challenge All Stars. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on our next video. Peace.